hooked up in my truck at the dealership, so I called the police. Rightfully so. I got so many questions and they're about to get answered. This was first posted February 19th, 2025. We also, just to excite you, we got some pictures of inside the truck. I don't know if I want to see them. Yes, I do. Of course I want to see them. My new truck developed a leak just under 12K miles, so I scheduled an appointment at the dealership. After 3 weeks, I get it back with a horrible smell inside, with a driver's seat that clearly has butt cheek stains. My interior door is scratched, probably from a wedding ring. There is a stain on the seat that looks like the woman enjoyed herself. There is a stain on the floor. There is a shoe print on my headliner. Makeup on the visor and headliner. Deep finger indents on a solid visor. I also found a hair tie and a hair clip in my console that is definitely not mine. The dealership refused to take any accountability and blamed me for the condition, even though it was not like this when I dropped it off. My windows are blacked out as well. I should add, I'm single and I work from home, so there is 0% it is from me or a cheating partner. After I brought it to the dealer's attention, they cleaned it up but did a poor job, so I had it cleaned again by a professional. I called the police. They will not take a police report as it is a civil matter. All they could do was document that I called. This happened in Surprise, Arizona. That's where my friends live. And another credit member told me that my 1-star review is already gone from their Google reviews. The general manager called me today, which was a useless call. He just wanted to know if the other manager called me, which he did, but they were both passing off responsibility to each other, so there was absolutely nothing accomplished in either call with either manager. I called corporate this past Saturday and issued a complaint, but I was advised not to expect anything out of it as they just fall on deaf ears. I will be taking to social media and uploading videos, pictures, and audio recordings taken while dealing with this terrible business. Here are some pictures from inside the truck. Oh, I can't wait. It's like Christmas morning. When you provide evidence on the hot gossip, chef's kiss. All right, number 1. Let's see. Oh boy. All right, so this is the seat that he said is the butt cheek stains, or the one where a woman enjoyed herself. That's what he's thinking. So next, a little close up. Let's just look at this situation with an open mind. Could it be this, or could it just be something else? That stain could be questionable. It looks like mud though, to me. Does it? Ugh. We got some scratches. Next, some more scratches. Lots of scratches going on here. Oh yeah, those are very much like handprints. Those are fingers. Like this. In the car and you're like this. What's on your hands though? Why are your hands so dirty that you're leaving finger marks like that? Next. All right, so here we see some like very visible shoe prints for sure. Why are they so dirty? Let's say they are kicking boots, knocking boots. What's it saying? Knocking boots. Why are your boots so dirty? And what's on your hands? I know that's not the concern here, but okay. Another angle. We have another shoe print happening. Lots of scratches and stuff going on inside and on everything. Some more stains. See, I don't know. I would look at that stain. How could you tell exactly what happened based off that stain? I'm not sure I want to know. Oh my God. Those are some deep scratches. Okay, honestly, take the sex part out of it. What did they do to your car? Imagine dropping your car off for a fix, then you get it back with all of this on it that wasn't there before. Doesn't matter how it got there. Why is it there? Some more stains or footprints, it looks like. Interesting. He said a hair clip and a hair tie, so that hairbrush might actually be his. Oh, is that blood? Is that blood? Or lipstick? That could be lipstick. And if you see on the right hand side, look at me, my investigator goggles are on. I see more of the fingerprints there. Yep, I'd be pissed. All right, so where I'm at in this story, I'm pissed too. I don't know how it got there yet. But I would just be pissed no matter what, no matter how it got there. Let's check out some of the top comments from this post so far. Someone commented, that looks like blood on the visor, and after the other pics, I'm incredibly grossed out. I would be asking for dealership videos or photos, or they need to answer some serious questions here. The OOP wrote, I've asked for their surveillance footage yesterday and today with the sales manager and general manager. They are indirectly refusing to show me it didn't happen, and it's 100% makeup, not blood. It does look like it could be lipstick and stuff like that. Next comment, you can sue for this. You should. Also, get a dash cam for next time. OOP wrote, my dash cam was unplugged and it was in the center console and all data is gone. It has 3 cameras and stores the video for 2 months, I believe. Interesting. So whoever was in there unplugged it for a reason. Probably because they were knocking boots. Next comment, any chance you could take this to small claims? OOP said, small claims are roughly $180 here. I'm no stranger to the legal system, so I have a reasonable amount of knowledge on how to represent myself. I've been representing myself for 6 years in custody court and winning. Another hearing tomorrow. I'd probably bring this all the way to the verdict to make it public record that this dealership does this, then tries to hammer down a single parent with their expensive lawyers. All right, so this was some additional information from OOP after he read some of the comments. I appreciate the comments. I just called the police, so now I'm waiting on an officer to call me back so I can make a formal complaint. I'm going to ask them if they can request the security footage as well. I find it a major red flag that the sales manager and general manager refuse to show me how stupid I am making this accusation simply by showing me that I'm wrong. Of course they're not going to. They're like, oh God, we'll lose our entire business if this comes out. And some of our employees did in fact have sex in a customer's vehicle. Next step will be trying to figure out how to sue them. I would need a pro bono lawyer as I'm not in a good financial place at the time. I also requested their insurance info while I was at the dealership with the service manager, but he refused and threatened to have me arrested for not leaving, even though they never gave me my keys. Okie dokie. We got next update, obviously. We got all the updates. February 25th, which was 6 days later. After reading a majority of the comments here and as well as on social media, I dug deeper into finding reviews on this dealership. There were hundreds of negative feedback across multiple sites about damage to customer vehicles and or financial fraud by padding loans without customer consent or knowledge and other shady things. The day after making my post, the sales manager at the dealership called me to basically tell me it's the general manager's responsibility, so this call was pointless. The following day, the general manager calls me and basically tells me it's the sales manager's responsibility, but he will call me tomorrow or the following day. Neither manager called back. Who's surprised here? Not me. Yesterday, I filed a complaint with BBB and with the Attorney General with my story. Today, someone from the dealership called, I believe it's customer relations, and they told me they received my complaint from the Attorney General and they would like to fix the damaged items in my truck. I told him I needed a new driver's seat, a new rear seat cover, new visor, and a new door panel on my driver's door. He said that's fine and I can bring it in. I kindly replied that there is absolutely no way I'll be back at their dealership. So he told me they contract with a third-party company that comes to customers' homes to do the repairs. Yeah, why would I bring my truck back to the place that I'm complaining about? I agreed to that, and now I'm waiting on the third-party repair company to call me to schedule it. I am hoping all goes well, but honestly, I'm not holding my breath. He also said they can reverse the thousands of dollars of add-ons that I never agreed to, even if my electronic signature is attached. I wouldn't know because they still have never given me copies if I ask for 9 months. Okay, so this dealership just sucks overall. Not just with the whole sex in the truck thing, like just everything. Not great customer service going on. Let's check out some of the comments. Someone asked, did you report them to the state licensing boards as well? The individual should be licensed and there should be a dealership license as well. OOP wrote, not yet. The Attorney General supposedly does all of that stuff. I'll see how it goes with fixing my truck before I make more waves. I adamantly believe the licensing board already has similar complaints already. The reviews from this dealership were horrible, to say the least. Someone wrote, if you haven't already, get their promise to pay in writing. A phone call can be used to avoid accountability. OOP said, I voice recorded the call. I recorded everything. One party consent state, but I did tell him I recorded. Someone asked, why did OOP decide to buy the truck from this location and not anywhere else? He said, I did read the reviews originally and I ordered it online to be built specifically for me. I was required to go to a dealership to finalize paperwork, so I went to the closest one. I ordered it in October 2023. It was delivered June 2024. I read reviews February 2025, and I certainly did not expect issues like this. Clearly not. Now, this is what OOP wrote on the progress he has made so far with the dealership itself. I'm not letting up. I spoke to the senior partner and general manager after posting. The GM suggested trading vehicles for an identical one. That is a reasonable offer in my mind, and if they add some accessories, I'll be satisfied. If they do this and refund the money from those extras that I never wanted, I'll stop pursuing it. They have many of the same vehicles on the lot that they can't sell due to the backup camera recall, so he is going to try to find a way around it and get back to me. It's an insignificant recall in my opinion. My truck also has this recall, but it doesn't affect me one bit because I was born with a neck that can turn around to see if cars are behind me. LOL. Backup cameras are just elite in a vehicle. I never had one in any of my other cars, but it is nice to have. Guys, remember how my car broke down? I got a new car. I had no choice. I had to get a new car. Mine quite literally on me. So we got a new car and it does have a backup camera. So hey, I'm living free now. Living not free at all, because cars are wildly expensive, apparently. All right, so the next update came March 8th. 2025. A correction to my last update. It was not the customer relations person that called me. It was the senior partner at the dealership. He told me that the seats, door panel, and visor would be replaced. Shortly after posting that update, I received multiple calls from multiple employees saying that replacement was never discussed and that they will clean it up, that I misunderstood the senior partner. I recorded the call and I certainly did not misunderstand. The general manager has been calling me every couple days telling me their third-party repair company will be contacting me to clean my truck. I've consistently said I'm not in need of a cleaning, that cleaning it will not remove the damage. In one of the calls with the GM, he suggested swapping my truck to a new one and I accepted the offer. Shortly after, the salespeople called me wanting to do a trade-in, which will cost me thousands of dollars of a loss on my new truck, so obviously I refused. The GM implied a simple swap, not a typical trade-in where they profit selling two vehicles, but a straight trade truck for truck. Yesterday, I got a call from a third-party company and I sent them pics of the issue. He confirmed the seats cannot be repaired and must be replaced, as well as the visor and door panel. He informed me that he will tell the GM and that I should expect him to call me. I'm still waiting. I also received a response from the dealership on BBB saying they are working it out with me. They're not working anything out. They are just wasting my time calling every couple days trying to get me to agree to a simple cleaning. I'll give it until Tuesday for action, then I'll be taking the next steps to make this a legal case. We got some comments. Someone asked, I wasn't sure from all the comments, did they admit to it yet? If not, I would look into some DNA testing samples. Even if it cost a couple thousand, I think having that would force their hand to just give you a new car. OOP wrote, they didn't admit to it, but only 2 of the 7 employees I told acknowledged what I said. Next comment, why the hell is this senior partner offering something that nobody else is? I'm glad you recorded the call. OOP said, because he is the big boss. The GM is below him. The GM probably has to pay for it, so he's trying to manipulate me into accepting less. Makes sense. Someone asked if OOP made a Google review himself, and he said yes, but it was deleted by the dealership. No surprise there. Next comment, have you contacted your state AG's office? If not, do so. Give them a timeline of events. If there is a written or audio proof, put that in. They will request copies. Just make sure you label things so it's easier for them to go through it. I worked with Consumer Affair Legal and we processed AG complaints and they were serious. Companies do not take them lightly, whereas a BBB complaint, a company can actually pay money to have them removed. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like that was some very good information. OOP wrote, yes, the AG complaint is what got their attention and the only reason they started contacting me to fix it. All right, so he's already done and did that. We got a final update here, but I'm gonna take a sip of water first, and you should too. It's hydration station time. Cheers. Drink up, bitch. I say that with so much love. I swear. The final update actually came very recently, June 13th, 2025, 3 months later. So I bought a new Ford Maverick in Surprise, Arizona at the only Ford dealership in town. I was extremely adamant about not having a service plan or low jack, no add-ons, no extras, no upgrades whatsoever except a factory added tow hitch. First red flag was when it eventually came in 6 months later. The dealer tried to charge me an absurd amount for dealer add-ons that weren't even on my truck. So obviously I refused that and they did me a favor and took off the cost. So if you guys haven't caught on, all of this was at the Ford dealership in Surprise, Arizona, where my friends live, so I should really pass this along. Next up in finance, I was repeatedly adamant about no service plan and no low jack. It was nowhere in any of the forms that I signed, and I read every word. I was there for hours and they were annoyed with me. So they said neither will be in my loan and that they will email me the electronic copies. I never received them. I got my loan paperwork in the mail weeks later and I was shocked to see nearly $4,000 more than what I signed for. It took months and dozens of calls to the dealer, but they refunded a majority of the service plan and they promised the low jack would follow, but it never did. Here we are a year later and I've reported them to the Attorney General, BBB, and corporate with 0 results. And here I was thinking you would have a result by now. They no longer take my calls or respond. They did eventually send me my electronic forms almost a year later, and they absolutely transferred my signature twice without my knowledge or consent. Fraud. There is 0 chance I signed these forms. I'm not the only one that had fraudulent add-ons in Surprise, Arizona. If you did also, message me because I may be taking legal action. A small update on the damages to my truck while it was in for warranty work. They refused to take accountability, but I've heard from dozens of people that they had bizarre, unexplainable damages to their vehicles as well while in for service. I am compiling evidence that this has been happening for years. I have audio recorded every single interaction with this company from the beginning. They are in such a deep hole that there is indisputable evidence of financial fraud, not just on my loan, but on others that I have spoken to as well. All right, so let's finish off because he gave some more details in the comments. Someone asked, so did anybody have sex in it? He said, yup, that still happened. Next comment. Car salespeople are the scummiest of scum. I use Carvana now. Seamless process, nobody pressuring me for commissions, and plenty of time to read every document before signing them. OOP wrote, unfortunately, Carvana was thousands more for a used Maverick. It was unrealistic to me, but I should have bought it from there just to avoid a year-long battle of endless deflection. Next comment. Here's the thing. Are you 200% sure you didn't sign paperwork for those 2 extras? Because there would be a price discrepancy when you signed the loan paperwork, which should have caught your attention. What you're saying makes no sense, and you are probably mistaking fees, taxes, and such as add-ons that come factory installed. LoadJack is a service you pay for monthly, like having a head unit with Sirius XM preloaded. Okay, all right. He is questioning him. OOP commented back saying, I am 1,000,000% sure I didn't sign it. What I signed was $20K and change with all costs, all in. What I received in the mail was around $24K. LoadJack was added in full, not a monthly payment. It was an add-on to the loan. It didn't catch my attention because it wasn't there. It was added after I left the dealership, presumably by the finance guy. This is such a lawsuit. So OOP explains the reviews for the dealership. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of negative reviews across multiple platforms. They create fake accounts, then leave themselves positive reviews to bury the negative ones that they can't get removed by claiming it's false. They had my review deleted off of Google. This particular dealership doesn't give a rat's ass about reviews, morals, or integrity, or even public appearance. A lot of their customers are seniors that they can just screw over. Next comment, call the Attorney General's office. They love these issues. So much so, my parents helped do a sting operation in the 90s when my dad was scammed trying to buy a truck. OOP wrote, already did. The dealer passed the deadline and the Attorney General suggested a lawsuit. OOP commented on the loan paperwork that he got and how they can't be changed after the fact. He said, in a proper world, you are correct. However, they are altered by electronic forms before submitting it to the bank. I've had another one of their customers reach out to me, and within their documentation they received that day, it had a breakdown of cost, everything laid out. However, the bank received something totally different, a few $1,000s added to it for a service plan. Basically, the contract the customer signed had an agreement to pay like $1,000 for a service plan, which they were aware of and approved, but the bank copy had a service plan for around $3,500. Oh, we need that bank statement. We need that in the lawsuit. This customer has physical copies of the non-matching costs. What I'm not saying properly is that these documents are being altered before they are being sent to the bank, but after the customer signs for their vehicle and leaves the office, which is fraud. This person commented back, by corporate, do you mean Ford or Berkshire Hathaway? Ford doesn't own this particular dealership or any of their dealerships. They claim to have a small corporate staff and can't promise a response, so it probably does nothing. but maybe forward your email from the state attorney general to them. It might get it flagged and sent up the chain. OOP said, I originally called Ford, but I'll try that one you suggested next week. I just spent an hour on the phone with the Ford manufacturer and they did a 3-way call with the dealership to attempt a resolution. The manager is out until Tuesday and the manufacturer basically demanded they call me back on Tuesday for a resolution. They lied multiple times within this phone call. Same commenter wrote back, if Ford is working with you, keep on that track. They have a vested interest in selling more cars and probably don't get revenue from scammy LoJacks suddenly appearing on financial documents. Berkshire does benefit from scammy LoJacks and doesn't suffer the same reputable damage because they don't have a BH logo on the front of the dealership. Also, Arizona's Attorney General only won her election by 280 votes, maybe pointing out that the help of her office will influence your behavior in 2026. It really shouldn't be up to you to file a lawsuit for criminal fraud. This guy's just really giving some good advice. He's invested. OOP wrote, yeah, I know what you mean. I lost faith in Ford already, but I'll give them one more chance to see if I can at least get my money back from the LoJack fraud. There are so many other people in a similar situation and several that actually have copies of fraudulent documents where the papers they signed and the papers of the bank don't match. Unfortunately, I don't have the original copies because they never gave them to me until recently, and they are fraudulent documents. This particular dealership needs to be shut down. They are scamming people every day, and most simply don't notice. I'm a numbers guy, so I noticed immediately. Whoa. Honestly, this is more than just a sex in a truck. This is a fraud lawsuit. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the truck and the truck images that we investigated at first, but now on everything. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. I'll see you tomorrow.